What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
What's shaking, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers. Shout out to everybody that's been following us on Def to Radio. That's DEAF, number 2 radio. Make sure y'all follow us there. That's literally where we got this request from. So shout out to everybody that requested this one, Avelino, Daily Duppy on Def to Radio.
Yeah, man. And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure the notification bell is set to all so you get all of our videos as they drop. Up-and-coming artists, check out the link in the description. We'll get you some promotion. We'll do about 60 seconds of your song to get you some promotion. If you're interested, make sure you check that out. Avelino, man. UK, y'all sleeping on my boy. And I'm going to just go out there and say it because we haven't even gotten to the reaction yet.
Physically.
We ain't even gotten to
We're going to go out to UK and physically tell y'all.
That's how confident that's how confident I am in Avelino, man. He always delivered to me. To me, I'm like, yeah, that was hard. Even a song that's all right, I'm like, that was hard to me.
Endless well of bars. And I just want to say this, man. When he does get that feature or when he gets that song or whatever that is that kind of cuts through, that gets him out of here, I just want y'all to just pay homage, man. Give us credit for being, early in the game, because we've been saying this for years now, years at this point, that this is the guy for the UK. I'm telling you, man, in terms of bars and delivery, knows how to make songs that I feel like are not just so regional, which I think is fine. There's nothing wrong with being regional and repping your style of rap and your territory. But some people are just transcendent, man. Some people can transcend where they're from. And I think that deserves some shine too, man. We really have always said that we think he has the most potential to appeal to the world and people outside of the UK and especially in the US. So let's see what he does with the Daily Duppies. I really like the Daily Duppies, man, because I just think they're interesting to look at. I love the visuals and I really think it helps the listener kind of catch some of the bars, right? You get the visual in addition to what's being said. So let's get into it, man.
God save the streets. Yeah. My brother said people listen with their eyes now. So I said, let's do another Daily Duppy then. Yeah. Best rapper in the world and I'm still down to earth, still loyal to the soil cause we got it from the mud. Now they paying me in royalties, I'm royal. I'm cooking up a mazza, whip it up and let it boil. All these 10-10 raps will have you clinging to the foil. Before I made a difference, I was trying to make a change, sold to addicts, but we then got addicted to the game. You get hooked to the money or the power or the fame, triple threat. So the young boys are playing and be gay. I met this young fuck, he was still a little baby, talking barely 21, but he's a savage.
Just slow it down, damn, the 21 seconds.
Yeah.
Slow down. Hold on. Bring it back. Hold on now.
Best rapper in the world, but I'm still down to earth. Still loyal to the soil because I got it from the mud. I'm still loyal to the soil. I'm still loyal to where I came from is the way I'm taking that because I came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But best rapper in the world, the whole play on the world and earth and mud and soil, all that shit's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Loyal to the soil. Obviously, mud is soil, right? Or you can the play that make that connection, right? Soil and mud, but I got it from the mud. So the wordplay already, just to start us off, I could just feel him cooking. What did he say? All these 10-10 raps will have you clinging to the foil. To me, it sounds like he's trying to make a statement. He said, best rapper in the world, and I'm still down to earth. That to me, to start by saying best rapper in the world, that was very deliberate.
Yeah.
That was very, very deliberate. I just feel like Avelino's going to try to make a statement with this. But let's go ahead. Let's keep it going, though.
My brother said people listen with their eyes now. So I said, let's do another Daily Duppy then. Yeah. Best rapper in the world and I'm still down to earth, still loyal to the soil cause we got it from the mud. Now they paying me in royalties, I'm royal. I'm cooking up a mazza, whip it up and let it boil. All these 10-10 raps will have you clinging to the foil. Before I made a difference, I was trying to make a change, sold to addicts, but we then got addicted to the game. You get hooked to the money or the power or the fame, triple threat. So the young boys are playing and be gay. I met this young fuck, he was still a little baby, talking barely 21, but he's a savage, man, it's crazy. In his mind, it's be a gunner or a gunner, so he's got his Drake on him instead of trying to be Jay-Z. All my homies wanna be rich, the kids only want the money.
That was so crazy.
Y'all better stop, UK. Y'all better hold y'all boy down, man.
Got him hooked to the money or the power or the fame, triple threat. You know what I'm saying? So the young boys are playing NBA. You know, triple threat is a basketball reference. You can either shoot, pass, you know what I'm saying, or break your defender down. But he said we got addicted to the money, the power, and the fame, which is a triple threat. We got addicted to this shit.
And I love just the the fact that before I was trying to make a difference, I was trying to make a change. How I'm actually taking that line, man, because he said sold to the addicts after that. I think he was saying, I'm trying to make some change. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm taking it, because I sold to the addicts, right? I was like, but also maybe he was, you know, it was a both. It was sort of probably an entendre there, right? I'm trying to make a change. I'm trying to make some change, but I'm trying to make a change. I sold to the addicts, but now we hooked to the game. So we became an addict to what Ryan just said, the money, power, and respect. So the irony in that we sold to people when they were hooked on drugs, and then we became addicts in our own right? Then he went into this fucking scheme, man, when he mentioned NBA Youngboy. He was talking about the NBA, which Ryan touched, but he said the NBA. But first, he started off by saying Young Thug. He was still a little baby, right? So he's talking about a young kid in the street. Like, we call them YGs, right? Shout out to YG. YGs, young dudes in the street, young gangsters, right? He was a young thug. He's a little baby talking. He's barely 21, but he's in the streets. He's a savage, right?
Yep.
It's crazy in his mind. It's like, be a gunner or a goner, right? So he's like, either you bust your gun or you out of here. Like, it's either me or you, right? So it's pray to get prayed on, right? He got his Drake on him, right? So Drake, obviously the rapper Drake, but he's got his Draco, which is a gun on him. So again, it's Young Thug being referenced, it's Lil Baby, 21 Savage, it's Gunna, and then it's also Drake being referenced in here. But the whole point of what he's saying is, I met a young dude who's just wild in the streets. His mindset is on kill or be killed, is what he's saying, right? So that was super, super dope scheme right there.
To the game, you get hooked. To the money or the power, the fame, triple threat. So the young boys are playing and be gay. I met this young thug, he was still a little baby, talking barely 21, but he's a savage, man, it's crazy. In his mind, it's be a gunner or a gunner, so he's got his Drake on him instead of trying to be Jay-Z. Yo, my homies wanna be rich, the kids only want the money, they don't watch achievements. Yo, master runner, yo, I think I'm getting seasick. Flows crazy, no, this ain't a skit, it's schizophrenic. I saw the angel.
Hold on, let me go back though. Let me go back to finish the scheme up, because he got his Drake on him instead of wanting to be Jay-Z is how he ended that scheme as well. So instead of wanting to be, you know, well, even though Jay-Z was from the streets too, but instead of wanting to be a shining example of black excellence or something like that, instead of wanting to be that, he's got his Drake on him. So Drake reference, but instead of wanting to be great, you know, he's in the streets, but, you know, again, playing into the street thing. I got the Drake on him.
My homies want to be rich. The kids want the money, but don't want the achievements. And that was hard, right? Because that's all, you know, it kind of plays back into that money, power, and fame. That's all we want. We really don't care about the things that really, really matter. The achievements and to be, you know, the credibility.
In his mind, it's be a gunner or a gunner, so he's got his Drake on him instead of trying to be Jay-Z. Yo, my homies wanna be rich, the kids only want the money, they don't watch achievements. Yo, master runner, yo, I think I'm getting seasick. Flows crazy, no, this ain't a skit, it's schizophrenic. I saw the angel of death, he saw my inner demons and turned a blind eye, cause even he had never seen this. Well, if I document the journey, would they call me genius? What's a dome with that? Is Donda praying for her Jesus? Gotta practice what you're preaching. I took my hand off the Bible and I started reaching for the stars, and I turned into one. I bet dad's over the moon, cause like father, like son, there's no one eclipsing us. He taught us put the men in mentality in that.
Come on, dude.
You don't stop playing with Avelino, man.
I'm almost scared to talk to you, George. Like, ooh, that was, because I might miss the next one.
I don't want to react. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do shit.
He said master on a yacht, but I think I'm getting seasick. When a person becomes seasick, typically you're on a boat having a good time. There's a lot of things to be happy about, but you're sick, you're seasick. So it keeps you from enjoying what maybe you should be thankful for. That's the way I'm taking that. Like, cause everybody's just addicted to the money, man. No one wants the achievements. Everybody master of the yacht, but you know, I'm getting seasick with this shit. I'm disgusted with the way we look at money and value shit, and we don't even value the right things. And I think that just plays into everything he said building up to that, which is why I think that line hit me harder.
But if I document the journey, would they call me genius? What's a Don without his Donda praying for her Jesus? I thought that was a super, super dope line, man. He's referencing Kanye, right? It's the Kanye's documentary. If I document the journey, would they call me a genius, right? If he documented his journey, you know what I mean? Would they look at him the same way as a genius? Kanye's documentary was called Genius, right? Kanye's mom, her name is Donda, right? So what's a Don? He's referencing himself, Avelino, as a Don, but without his Donda. So it could be without his woman, without someone praying for him, I think is what he's saying. Without his mom, someone that's in his corner, like, who am I? Who am I?
Yep.
And I think it's almost like a cautionary tale depending on how you're looking at Kanye's situation. What's a Don without his Donda? Well, Kanye without his mom has been volatile.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of an ode to Kanye, but at the same time also recognizing that Kanye's situation is also a cautionary tale. If you don't have somebody praying for you in your corner, you know, you can go AWOL.
Gotta practice what you preach. Put my hand to the Bible and I reached to the stars until I turned into one. I bet my dad is over the moon, cause like father, like son, there's no one eclipsing us.
That was crazy, man.
So my dad's over the moon. When someone says you're over the moon, you're proud, you're happy, right? You know what I'm saying? But obviously the literal moon is what he's doing the double entendre here. Because when the moon and the sun are aligned, what happens? An eclipse, right? But there's no one eclipsing us, meaning that he's given his father's over the moon and proud that what he's become. He's almost saying that his father was great in his own way too. But the whole father and sun and moon, the double entendre
Play
there.
on eclipse, crazy. Crazy.
What's done with that is done to praying for her Jesus. Gotta practice what you're preaching. I took my hand off the Bible and I started reaching for the stars. Then I turned into one. I bet dad's over the moon, cause like father, like son, there's no one eclipsing us. He taught us put the men in mentality, and that most people in the cut end up as casualties. Ever seen a Mortal Kombat with his scorpion fatality? It's Sub-Zero code, so he's gotta grab the heat. Summer's ours, I'm telling them summer's ours. I'm feeling like Mayweather, my brother's fighting a charge. This is the first ever time the main event's the undercard. And I may be underrated, but I never undercharged. 5 figures for the flow, so whatever you did to me's water under the bridge. I'm busy bridging the gap. I'm with Hit Boy making hits, and I got my nigga to rap more and more. Fierce and Neo all in one. What is that called? I called my agent, told him about the Matrix. The revolution's reloaded. I'm about.
He might be.
He's the best.
He might be.
Fuck everybody else. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
He might be. We need a rap Olympics. Bring the rap Olympics. Start right on Las Vegas, man.
He is one of the best, though. I will say that.
Morpheus and Neo
What
put
the hell?
together. I don't know what you call that. Whatever the fuck he said. God damn. I love that after, when he mentioned his father, right? The eclipsing us line. He said that, you taught us put the men in mentality. Because, and not to be sexist here, but to be a man, right, in this world, you have to have a certain mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like a locked in, focused mentality to be successful. And his father taught him. It was passed down from his father to him. In order to kind of win in this life, man, that mentality has to be right. Your mentality is everything, you know what I mean, as it relates to your success. And obviously, MEN, men, is actually in the word mentality, right? So I thought that was super clever.
Most people in the cut end up as casualties, right? When you're cut, you're hurt, right? You could become a casualty, right? Depending on how deep the cut is, it could be fatal, right? And what I love about what he's saying here is going back to what you just hit, the men and mentality. He's talking about your honor and your credibility and what you stand for. Because most people in the cut, when you say somebody's in the cut, it can mean a couple different things. But the way he means it here, if you're in the cut, you probably like doing some shit underhanded. Maybe you shouldn't be really doing. You in the streets and you're not really
in the hood.
Honorable. It would be like me, Ryan, and Las Vegas, and then y'all see me fucking running a fucking drug ring or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? That was in the cut, man. That was in the cut.
He said, summer's ours. I'm telling them summer's ours. I'm feeling like Mayweather, right? That could be a play on summer, May, right? Summer, but May is before June in the summer, right? But I'm feeling like it's coming. I think is what he's saying, right? My brother's fighting a charge. Mayweather's a fighter. He's a boxer, right? But he's saying his brother is fighting a charge. This is the first ever time the main event's the undercard. That is crazy if it's the way I think he means it, right? Because I feel like he looks at himself as the main event.
Yep.
But he's on the undercard,
Yep.
right? Like playing into him being underrated, right? So
Yep.
this is the first time ever. Clearly the main event, one of the best in the world, is the undercard. And I may be underrated, but I'm never undercharged. Hard, so again, it literally right after that he said he's underrated, so it plays into the fact that the whole main event undercard, right? So, but I'm never undercharged. I'm still getting my money.
I'm still getting money.
I'm still getting mine.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
may
I'm
be
saying?
underrated, but I'm still getting what
I'm getting to the bag.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He said 5 figures for the flows, man. So whatever you did to me is just water under the bridge, bruh. But I'm busy bridging the gap. He said it's water under the bridge, what you did to me, right? Water flows, right? That's another way to describe water.
And it's water under the bridge. I'm getting money.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love that, man, because he said I'm bridging the gap. Then he went into the Hit Boy thing. So I think also what he means by bridging the gap is he's bridging the gap between the UK scene, American scene.
That's true.
Right? So he's bridging. I'm too big. I've already gotten the money. I've already gotten paid. I don't even give a fuck about all of the wrongdoings. You know what I'm saying? And the lame shit. I'm too busy making moves, man. So I thought that was super hard. And he said I'm Morpheus and Neo all in one. I don't even know what that's called.
Yeah.
What would you call that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's special though.
5 figures for the flow, so whatever you did to me's water under the bridge. I'm busy bridging the gap, I'm with Hit Boy making hits, and I got my nigga to rap more and more. For yes and Neo all in one, what is that called? I called my agent, told him about the Matrix, the revolution's reloaded. I'm about to change shit, we're singing God save the king when it's the streets that really need saving. It's hard to bank on tomorrow when you ain't got no savings. And blowing up's the only way to beat inflation. The only other way will get you shifted on a day shift. You know the road. Instead of showing you the road to riches, they'll kick you to the curb and question why you're on the pavement. Excluding those who paved the way. I'm the best rapper alive that'll only change when I die. What don't kill you will make you stronger, and only the strong survive. My attitude took an L and made altitude I can fly. Now let me land. There's not a challenge that doesn't come without a potential blessing. Didn't you know you go through hell just to get to heaven? Got a soldier, it can't be a general and generic. Use the
I
paint.
have to stop it. I have to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to stop it.
It's incredible.
I'm like, I'm trying to stop my hand from stopping this shit because we need to get through it.
I called my agent and told him about to Matrix, right? Because that's obviously a Matrix. Morpheus and Neo was from the movie Matrix. He's open. I'm about to Matrix. You know, Revolution is Reloaded, which is the Revolutions was one movie. Reloaded was so Matrix was the first movie. And I think Reloaded was the second one. Revolutions was the third one. So called my agent, told him about to Matrix. The Revolutions Reloaded. I'm about to change shit. That was hard, man.
And it will be televised.
He said, it is hard to bank on tomorrow when you ain't got no savings.
Hard.
When somebody says that you need to, bank on tomorrow, it's usually a way of trying to give people encouragement and try to see the glass as half full instead of half empty, bank on tomorrow. But it's hard. What he's saying is literally a bank is where you house money, right? So it's hard to bank on tomorrow. Like, it'll be better tomorrow. Nah, it's hard to say that when you ain't got no savings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, it's hard to say it'll be okay. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Tomorrow's a new day. That's the way I'm taking. Oh, tomorrow's a new day. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't.
That's like a clever comeback, too. Like, you should bank on tomorrow. Well, I ain't got no savings in my bank. So what the fuck you talking about? Like, to act like you don't understand what they're saying? That'd be a clever comeback.
And blowing up is the only way to beat inflation.
Crazy. That line, though, I know that, that line, I'm dead serious about. That line is crazy. And I think that line is very relevant
Yes, it
to
is.
what's happening. We all know what's going on with inflation right now.
Yeah.
The price of eggs is like fucking, somebody put a post up that said, show eggs in the refrigerator. They were like, balling.
Yeah.
It's just, everything is just inflated. The pricing's inflated, right? So the only way to beat it is I gotta become a fucking superstar and blow up and beat the tide of inflation coming, right?
Yep.
It's just, again, it's the sign of the times is why I really, really like that line. That was just real. And again, it's just playing into, the streets that need saving. I think he's just the man of the people, right? It's just like people are struggling. It's hard to bank when you ain't got no savings, right? Beat inflation. These are all real topics and real things that are happening right now. And he said, the road, instead of showing you the road to riches, they'll kick you to the curb and question why you on the pavement. Instead of showing you the road to the riches, right? Instead of helping you a lend your hand or whatever, they'll kick you to the curb, like literally being on a curb, right? But kick you to the curb is an old saying, right? They just get rid of you or get you out of here, get you out of the way, kick you to the curb, and then question why you on the pavement.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Because you put me there, motherfucker.
Put me
That's
on
why.
motherfucking pavement. Not only did you not give me an opportunity to lift myself up and my family or my environment up, you kick me to the curb and then you get off the curb, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So that was a really, really dope line.
You're on the pavement, excluding those who paved the way. I'm the best rapper alive that'll only change when I die. What don't kill you will make you stronger, and only the strong survive. My attitude took an L and made altitude I can fly. Now let me land. There's not a challenge that doesn't come without a potential blessing. Didn't you know you go through hell just to get to heaven? Got a soldier, it can't be a general and generic. Use the pain or perish. This all could have ended where it started. Instead of repping my ends to the death, my dad died, so I made my surname my stage name so I could represent him that way. I knew his legacy's gonna make me a legend. My big bro rang my phone the other day for the first time in a decade. Our relationship decayed and it will never be as golden. That's crystal clear, but we can drink an ace together, cause we call the spade a spade. Yeah, and for that I raise my glass. Mi casa su casa, there's
This
casa.
motherfucker's ridiculous, man. Come on, man.
Yo, we haven't wilded out like this in
This
a
is ridiculous.
long time. When's the last time we bugged out like this?
I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while,
It's
man.
been a while,
Nah, he's
man.
really wilding, though. He's wilding on this one.
Because the way he started this, he said his brother called him and said, people listen with their eyes now. He's like, okay, well, then let me show him. Let's do another Daily Duppy, and let me show these motherfuckers. Because I gotta I gotta like baby you guys and hold your hand and show you that I'm really nice like this. Crazy. And I feel like that's what he's doing right now.
Crazy.
Like I'm just gonna hit you with bar after bar after. What did Ransom say? I'm gonna keep
banging you over the head until y'all get it. Shout out to Ransom, another underrated underground dude that's a monster. I put Avelino on anybody. He can rap with anyone.
Yes.
Just like Ransom, he can rap with anyone. Just like Stogie T, another international guy, South Africa, they can rap with anyone. Y'all better wake up, because we dropping the ball on the mainstream tip in America. We still got some killers. Don't get me, a lot of killers, but I'm just saying that in terms of what's visible, because what used to be visible in rap was the dudes that were nice. You know what I'm saying? And the bullshit too. I'm loving that they're carrying the torch over there in UK and South Africa and all this. I just love seeing this, man. He's incredible.
My attitude took a L, and I made altitude. I can fly, right?
That was crazy.
My attitude took a L. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sold, man. I'm sold. Okay.
So he took a L, right? And he took that L and made altitude with it.
Yep.
So he took the hard road, or maybe had some missteps, whether it be self-inflicted or maybe other people put obstacles in your way. But you, like I said, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. He took that and made altitude.
And now he can fly. You see that? Right? After the altitude, he's already up there now. He made altitude, and now he's flying, right? He's on the next level. There's not a challenge that doesn't come without a potential blessing. Didn't you know that you have to go through hell to get to heaven? Gotta soldier it. You can't be a general and generic. Use the pain or perish. You gotta go through the bullshit. You gotta go through hell in order to get to heaven. You gotta face some struggle in order to get to the promised land, right? Use the pain, or perish. Use that pain as motivation. Use that pain as a learning experience. Or live in the pain and die or perish or not be successul, right? But when he said you got to soldier it, you can't be a general and generic, that is crazy, man. So a soldier is a general is a soldier, right? You got to soldier it, like you got to fight through it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can't be generic or be like everyone else and just and not strive to be great, right? Because that's what I think of when I think of generic. I just think basic, plain, average. In order to get to the next level, you got to push through. Take yourself to the next level, reach that next level of altitude, or perish. You know what I mean? So I just thought the beautiful wordplay throughout that, and basically saying the same things, but just in different slick, clever ways, man. I just thought that was beautiful.
And then he said this could have all ended where it started. You know what I'm saying? Instead of repping my ends to the death, my dad dying, so I made my his name or surname or something like that. He said my stage name, which I didn't know.
So his dad's name was Avelino?
I guess so. I guess so, which I
Rest
thought,
in peace.
Which is another thing that just kind of makes me respect him even more. You know what I'm saying? But I love that line. He's all, this could have all ended where I started, meaning that if I would have just kind of stayed in the hood and just really didn't take my career seriously and take rapping seriously, I could have just been on the block repping my hood and to the day I die.
I think a lot of times, man, many of us, we take our parents for granted and what they've done for us. So I just love that he's extending his father's legacy, which is what it's really all about. He said, my big bro rang my phone the other day for the first time in a decade. Our relationship decayed and it will never be as golden. And that's crystal clear, but we can drink and ace together because we call a spade a spade. Yeah, and for that, I raise my glass. That was ridiculous. Again, bar after bar. So that's a whole champagne scheme, right? Cristal is a champagne. It's a literal brand. Ace of Spades is literally a champagne brand, and he referenced both of those. But he's saying him and his brother hadn't talked to each other in over a decade, and, it will never actually be what it probably was, but that doesn't mean that we can't get past it and still have a solid relationship with one another, right? And when he said call a spade, we just realized, man, we got to call a spade if it's a spade, man. I got to realize my part in it. He realizes his part in it. We just got to be 100% real and take accountability on both sides so that we can move on and drink and celebrate life together, man, and enjoy the fruits of our labor.
And calling a spade is an old saying. That is just call it the way it is. It is what it is, so to speak.
And then Ace of Spades as well. Ace of Spades, the branding of Ace and Spades is a spade. So it's super dope.
For the first time in a decade, our relationship decayed, and it will never be as golden. That's crystal clear, but we can drink an ace together, cause we call the spade a spade. Yeah, and for that I raise my...
Stop it again. When you rewind this shit, you always there's some shit that you miss. Yeah, it'll never be as golden. Yeah. His relationship won't be as good with his brother, but golden as in Ace of Spades is gold, Cristal, their branding is gold. You can literally see it in the video, right? It's all gold. So that was dope.
Him that way, I knew his legacy's gonna make me a legend. My big bro rang my phone the other day for the first time in a decade. Our relationship decayed, and it will never be as golden. That's crystal clear, but we can drink an ace together, cause we call the spade a spade. Yeah, and for that I raise my glass. Mi casa su casa, there's Casamigos for my amigos at yard. And I'm writing down plans with my essay. Gotta give the man them top marks, we didn't get grades. Yeah, but class A taught me lessons, skip school. I was trying to learn the science of success. And when I made the distinction of what actually gets you merit in the real world, I never hit the underworld again. The only place where God's son's rolling with the illmatic. And when that gun jams, we just call that stillmatic. I never knew that life was good until I made magic. Thinking you're immune to the king's disease, it's how you catch it. I caught life when they let me go for that grub. Now I grab all the opportunities that they throw me at once. I went from selling grams to sitting with Grammy winners for lunch. Hunger took me out the country instead of going to Cunch. And now we're talking accountants instead of county lines. 5-star sweet for my niece before she could count to 5. I tell my people they could count on me, cause I've been out for the count countless times and got up like 1,000 times. It's about time I showed you why the devil's scared of me. I took my blood, sweat and tears and made a Bloody Mary. Should've made a sex on the beach cause I'm a missionary. They'll pray on me religiously until I'm dead and buried. 6 feet under spitting fire, 16s on my 16th. Some of my days will never be numbered in the throne. Even double R seats ain't this comfy. Turn your fans into phantoms when they hear my daily Duppy, they'll ghost. Yeah. Never come back, young fires on smoke, talk, tear, gas, tears running down my face. They don't wanna face facts, trying to get under my skin. I might just get a face tap. If I can make enough space, it'll say people listen with their eyes and it frustrates, man. But fuck the world, this is world heavyweight rap. I'm Jack Dempsey with the punches and they Sugar Ray bang.
Yeah, he killed that.
That was
So potent. That's enough for 2 Daily Duppies. He could have cut that in half.
That was, listen, man, that was sensational. That was one of the best freestyles we've done on this. He really went crazy. It was to the point he was going so crazy that I was like, I don't want to overreact.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it like, because I feel
Gas
like,
it up and shit.
yeah, you overreact, motherfuckers will be like, oh yeah, you know, they just over. No. This deserved every bit of that stank face I just gave you and Ryan getting up and leaving, and it deserved all that. That was clearly up the upper echelon rapping right there, man, and he said it. Right, this is heavyweight Jack Dempsey shit, representing the great Jack Dempsey, the boxer. Yeah. This is heavyweight shit right here. It felt that way.
Even after the call a spade and the Cristal line, the whole raise my glass, that whole scheme, man. He said, "Mi casa, su casa." There's Casamigos for my amigos at the yard. So that's another, Casamigos is another drink, right?
Tequila, right?
You know, mi casa, su casa, you know, that's Spanish. Like, you know, what's mine is yours. With my amigos, you know, amigos and essays, I think that's kind of the same thing, right? Yeah. You know, it's like, it's my homies, right?
At the yard, though.
But I'm writing down plans with my essays. That's what another way that if you're writing something down, you write an essay, right? Yeah. So it's just another double entendre there. And then he said, I got to give my men and them, you know, I think that's his homies, top marks who didn't get the grades. Because class A taught me lessons to skip school. So I'm guessing when he went to school, the only thing he got out of it was like, I didn't need this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give the dudes that actually maybe in the yard, maybe locked up or whatever the case may be, top marks. You know what I mean?
Because holding him down.
Right.
I was trying to learn the science and success, right? To play into that, right? The only science I was trying to learn, not school science, science and success, you know? And he made the distinction between, you know, what was reality essentially is what he is saying. And he got some merit in the real world. You know, I made it happen in the real world. I didn't necessarily need school to tell me what I needed to do to be successful. And and I never hit the underworld again. You know what I'm saying? The underworld is just the streets, right? The underworld is what he was doing, selling drugs or whatever. Yep. Once I cracked the code, I think is what he's saying, of what really it means to be successful. Not that you can't be successful going to school. We don't want to say that. But for him, he had his own journey and found his own way. I thought that was dope. The only place where God's son's rolling with the Illmatic. And when that gun jams, we call that Stillmatic. Let's keep going. I never knew that life was good until I made magic. Thinking you're immune to the king's disease is how you catch it.
That's so hard. That whole Nas scheme was hard as hell.
Salute to one of the goats of all goats, man. Nas, that was an ode to Nas's whole, not his whole discography, but many albums in his discography, right? Nas calls him son God's son. And that was also a Nas album, God's son. And Avelino's taking that as well. The only place where God's son is rolling with the Illmatic. He's rolling with the Illmatic. Nas's first album is called Illmatic, but he's rolling with the gun, is what he's saying. And when that gun jams, we call that Stillmatic. We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't nobody want that.
But that's also a Nas album. Nas made the album Stillmatic as well. I never knew that life was good until I made magic. Nasty. Life was good is a Nas album yet again. But I never knew life was good until I made magic. Avelino has a song called Magic. Yeah. Nas has an album called Magic. and an album called Life is Good, as I mentioned. But he never knew that life could be good until he started changing things, right? He took the L and then he made Altitude, right? He didn't realize what life had to offer until he made a change, is how I'm taking that. Thinking you're immune to the king's disease is how you catch it? That's
so hard. Obviously, we know that Nas made King's Disease 1 and 2.
Right? And 3.
Yeah. So that was super hard. But when what he said there was even harder, right? That thinking you're immune to it, you know what I mean, the King's disease, and that's how you catch it. That's how you become it. You know, and Nas does a really, really good job of kind of painting that picture of how you can become complacent and just, you know, want all of these life things, worldly things, you know what I mean, that contributes to the King's disease. You know, and he's saying that that's kind of how you can catch it, thinking that I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to be so wrapped up in money and so wrapped up in earthly things and women and doing the things that really don't matter in life and really not giving back. And that's how you catch it, because you think that that never happened to me, and until it happens.
Right. So you take your eye off of it, and it can run up on you, and you can catch the shit.
Yeah, that was hard. I went from selling grams to sitting with Grammy winners for lunch. I'm about to show you why the devil is scared of me. I'm about to show y'all. You know what I'm saying? I took my blood, sweat, and tears and made a Bloody Mary. You know, so I like that he kind of took that Grammy winners line and that was a braggadocious line, but still down to earth, how he started this at the beginning of this freestyle, right? Saying that, nah, you can still count on me though, because I've been down for the count plenty of times, right? And I got up like 1,000 times, countless times is what he said. He's all, that's why the devil, I'm about to show you why the devil is scared of me, but the way I'm taking that is, that's why the devil is scared of me. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what he throws at me, no matter what.
Adversity.
I kill that shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter.
Use the pain or perish.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No matter what water, no matter what you guys do to me, it's water under the bridge. I just, I stay busy and, you know what I'm saying? Use that bridge to, to bridge the gap and shit, So I feel like
crazy, man.
He's on topic the whole way through.
Killing it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's still slick and it's still barred up. We didn't even talk about the beat. We didn't talk about his flow, because there's a lot of times that he kind of got into that multi-syllable usage and the way and the pauses, and we didn't even get into none of that. We were just so enamored by what he was saying.
But dude, crazy.
This motherfucker got everything, in my opinion.
Should have made Sex on the Beach, because I'm a missionary. So obviously, when you're having sex, there is a position in sex called missionary, for those of you who don't know, right? But should have made Sex on the Beach, but also a missionary is someone that is like a religious cause, right? He's on a religious mission to maybe, spread good and religious thoughts within the world, right? But Sex on the Beach is also a drink as well. So super slick, man. He said on a throne, man, and even double R seats, right? The Rolls Royce is what he's referencing. Even Rolls Royce seats ain't this comfy on a throne. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And then he also said, turn your fans into phantoms. Yep. They'll ghost.
Yeah, they're going to be gone.
Again, we're still referencing the Rolls Royce Phantom. But your fans will come phantoms when they hear his Daily Duppy, right? Like that. Once they hear Avelino, they out of here. Yep. They're ghosts. But it's also called, the Rolls Royce is also called the Phantom. It's called the Ghost, which is the Phantom, right? So that was slick ass play on words, man. On the throne, I'm comfy up here, though. You know what I'm saying? Once they hear what I got, which I think he can convert a lot of motherfuckers. I don't know about converting them from other people. I just know he should be able to convert a lot of people into being fans, man. This was incredible. He ended it by saying people listen with their eyes, and it frustrates, man. Beginning of this, he said his boy told him that people listen with their eyes, and that's why he's doing a Daily Duppy. But he also kind of had a revelation at the end, like, people listen with their eyes. I don't like that shit. I don't like the fact that my bars go over motherfuckers' heads and people don't really take the time to maybe do a little bit of work and understand how great I am, and people are kind of lazy is how I'm taking that. Like, it frustrates me that I'm underrated. It frustrates me that I'm in this position where I got to use Pictionary and shit for motherfuckers to get what I'm talking about, right? It's almost like I got to spoon feed motherfuckers is what I feel like Avelino feels. Shout out to Avelino.
Yeah, dude.
One of the best freestyles I feel like I've ever heard on this period, but definitely on the channel, man. So salute to Avelino. Excellent. Yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that.
He's dope, man. Nothing else to say.
Shout out to GX on the production, and shout out to Daily Duppy, man. I really enjoy. We need to do more of these Daily Duppies. I just like their style. I think they're very just innovative with how they're adding the imagery with what these guys are saying. I think it just brings it to a different level. And yeah, give us more from Avelino as always, man. Looking forward to seeing what he does this year. I know he's got a couple EPs out or whatever, but if he's got an album coming out, Avelino, let us know, bro. We'd love to knock something out.
And guys, check out Magic, man. I mean, because I feel like Magic just went under the radar for a lot of people. I still bump that now. Magic, that is a sounding song, well produced,
Well written.
well written. I mean, he got crazy in there. I mean, he had some really crazy bars in there, but he still kept it in flow and in pop. Dude, I felt like check. I felt like that song really checked a lot of boxes. And I don't know why that is under the radar, but I don't hear anyone, even UK, I don't even hear y'all really saying, man, Magic, he got busy on Magic. That's a hard song. That is a good song. Checks a lot of boxes. Make sure you support, man, people that are actually dope.
It's almost like bizarre that y'all don't fuck with Avelino over there. Yeah. It's really bizarre. I don't know what happened at what point, because I know he was hot at one point. It's just bizarre to me because y'all, UK, and this is no disrespect, y'all send us a lot of people, man, and maybe we'll see a clip here or a clip there from artists, and I'm just like, I don't understand where the disconnect is with Avelino. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't see where the disconnect is, but y'all should get behind the artists, man, that make y'all look great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of motherfuckers that listen to UK and they're like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, it ain't even, because we come from the cloth.
Yeah,
we come from America where dudes is rapping at a super crazy high level. So if there's somebody that y'all have that can spar with some of our killers, you would think that y'all would be pushing these dudes. Like, nah, we got one.
Yeah.
But you're not, though. Very odd that y'all send us these super grime dudes that don't really have bars like that, but they may have style, and that's no disrespect. But they don't really have bars like that. He's got bars like that. Y'all should probably support him. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.